My name is Maurice Bartikofsky, and I'm going to introduce my cousin Marsha Gross to you. We were both born in Rochester, New York in 1942, a month apart, and we have been doing all of our lives ever since we can remember. Marsha?
And here is the beginning of our journey. This is us when we were children, and we did a lot of things together, including painting and drawing and just having, as you can see, an incredible amount of fun. We did this for years until we each went our separate way.
These are a couple of masks on the wall right here that were done in St. Petersburg this past year. Painting over here was done in my studio in Allendale. A dream. This is a gypsy woman. Ballerina, a little bit more muted color. Moving on to an experimental color with the form. The inspiration was Michelangelo. One of my favorites. I guess it's because of the brush and the movement. I love the energy of this form. Waiting for Gauguin. Van Gogh and Gauguin are two of my favorite painters. Woman in Red. Inspiration from Rodin, the thinker. And The Art of Maurice, which is a book that can be ordered, 205 Lavinia Street. Our show is going to be from November 1st to the 30th. And if you can't get to Lavinia Street, order the book and see some of the paintings reproduced in it. It's quite lovely. Okay, Marsha?
Okay, as you can see, my work is quite different from my cousin's work. And I got bitten early on by the travel bug, and I started traveling all over the world, and some of my paintings reflect that. This one is a girl in the Tuileries in Paris, and she is my modern Olympia. If you're familiar with Monet's Olympia, this is my version of Olympia. And my love is Provence. I think the countryside in Provence with its lavender fields are just the most delicious scents ever. And I have a lot of those in my collection. Moving on, I have Tuscany, which is also a love of mine. The colors in Tuscany are just so wonderful. Bruges at night is a magical place. I guess it's a magical place any time of day, but at night it kind of looks very, very mysterious. Palladio, I love Palladian architecture, and this was a Palladian villa in Italy. This is my backyard. I love Monet, and I've tried to create a little bit of Giverny in my backyard. Okay, now we're down in the Cotswolds, and we're going down a country lane, enchanting probably at any time. Is Tuscany once again with the sunflowers, and it almost makes me feel so much like Van Gogh in each of these flowers. This is my backyard. This is one of the water lilies, or a few of the water lilies that were blooming last year, and I did a painting of them. This is the road less traveled. I think we've all encountered roads like this where we just wish that we could just meander down and see what's at the end of the road. This is one of my favorite paintings, and a very new one. It's wisteria. It's taken in a garden. This is the Normandy coast, and it was completely desolate. This is not Monet. This is my backyard. This is Bruges once again by daylight this time. The sun is setting, and it's at the magic hour. And
I don't always dance when I paint, but sometimes I take an intermission and I like to do a merengue or a samba. We have faces, forms, horses, different colors. I love to play with colors. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what it's going to be like when it's finished. But if the green doesn't look good against the yellow, then I change the yellow and put it with the green. This is one of my favorites. Tribute to de Kooning. Once again, the female figure. Aztec woman is the feeling that I get when I'm in Mexico. My figures, ceramics were done in St. Petersburg. I like to experiment with the figure and push and press the clay, see where it's going to go, and then onto bags, which I've been doing for the last 10 years. I tried to paint on the canvas, double faces. The linings are done by my friend Kim in Sarasota. This I call performers. It reminds me of Barnum and Bailey. It's a circus. The colors are brash, garish, loud, and they call out to me.
Okay, now we move along to Tibet. I was in that magical place of Tibet, which is very, very mysterious, and I was in this Tibetan monastery, and I opened the door and found this Tibetan monk who was just sitting there looking at me as if to say, I dare you to take my picture. 2 years ago, I went to Prague and stayed at a very old hotel there. And in my room was a photograph of this family that you see in front of you. I was just drawn to this family. I can't tell you why I was drawn to this family, but before I left that room, I took a photograph of them. And when I got back to Cleveland, I decided I needed to do a family portrait. This is the result of it. Photography is really one of my passions, and I'm very seldom without a camera. Especially in my travels, I seem to be able to shoot thousands and thousands of pictures when I travel. One of the places that I like to go to is Auvers, which is about 30 miles outside of Paris. One of my very famous favorite artists, along with my cousin, is Vincent van Gogh. He is buried here right next to his brother Theo, and if you can see, there are all of these ivy plants, and right next to him is his brother, and the two ivies join each other from a very famous painting by Vincent called Dr. Gachet. He planted the ivy when the two of them died, so that the ivies would join together because they were so close in life. But this is one of my favorites, and I always go there when I'm near Paris and leave a flower just to say, I was here, Vincent.